if you can hear me and see my screen okay, just to make sure. Just gonna open this up. Good, good, good. All right, good, awesome. And where's everybody from? Where are you located? As you know, I'm in London, Ontario, Canada. It's a beautiful sunny day, and we are about to make some money on Mother's Day. So where's everybody else from? Sydney, Australia, Lisbon, Portugal, Atlanta, Illinois, North Vancouver, New Mexico, Egypt, right on, Maryland, Luxembourg. Holy cow, we got a worldwide audience here. That's awesome. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right, so on the screen, you can see kind of the plan. I'm going to jump into this. Like, just to explain for those who haven't been on these before, this webinar is over the shoulder. So you're going to watch me start from scratch. And then what you're going to do, there's going to be homework at the end. And then you're going to complete the homework. And then next week, we'll have the next webinar, live training session, and then the third one. And so what happens is we're moving through a process, and we're moving through 3 basic phases. So today is like research and kind of putting things together. The next one will be testing, how to test all these things that we kind of research and put together. And then the third one is going to be all about scaling. So that's what happens when you actually found a winner and what you do with it and how you make it work and how you bring in like a lot of profit. The goal, I think, for everybody is to find at least one, minimum one. I mean, 3 to 5 is great, but find at least one message card that we can scale to the moon. That shouldn't be difficult because I'm going to get you guys to shoot for 50 tests. And you might be thinking, whoa, that's a lot. Yes, it is, but I want to make sure you guys succeed. So what I've found in the past is a lot of people will watch the live training session and then they'll go back through and they might do 1 or 2 tests and then they'll go, oh, it didn't work. And then they'll quit. And I'm like, I just want to reach through the screen and go smack. No, you can't do that. You have to put out a whole bunch of them so that you find what works. And the one thing that works is the one that you're going to go with. So I'm going to show you the whole system today for researching and putting together the actual message cards themselves. So we don't really need a designer for this because they're very simple. It's like a square image. That's all you're doing. It's just got some fancy text on it. So if you hear a gigantic dog, excuse me, barking in the background, that's my lab who barks at squirrels that go by on the sidewalk. Like she's just nuts for that. Anyway, I apologize for that, but that's the beauty of working at home. So let's dive in. Here's the plan. Find at least one message card we can scale to the moon. So how? We're going to find 50 quotes. We're going to create 50 message cards. We're going to upload them to Shine On, and then we're going to test them. So I'm going to show you how to do everything step by step in excruciating detail so that you too can just repeat it. So the best way to do is just kind of sit back and watch. And then when the replay goes up, you can go through and kind of fire it up and pause and restart and all that good stuff. If you do have any questions along the way, just post them in the chat box. I'll be happy to answer them. And of course, post them on the forums. And I'll be happy to answer them, help you out there too. So we got to find this winner. We got to find a winner. So how do we do it? We start testing. And how do we test? Well, we got to find stuff that we can put onto message cards. So the easy part is there's a lot of ways to do this, but I'm going to show you my system. So let's go to google.com/sheets and start a new one. Okay, so we're going to do this. You're going to create a new sheet and it's going to be called image, quote, and status to start. That's it. And then you can make it look pretty if you want. Change the font to white and change the fill to black and change it to bold. There we go. So now we've got our image, our quote, which is going to be the biggest one, and then our status. So we can even put numbers in here if we really want to and dates and all that fancy stuff. But the key is kind of the status, which is going to start off as pending for all these. So I'm going to do a whole bunch live with you here. So, well, maybe today I'll find a bunch of these. I'll just paste up more as I go. So where do we find these quotes? Well, we've got a whole bunch of resources. You've got Google, you've got Pinterest, you've got actually the Hallmark website, which has what they have, greeting cards. You got Walmart, you got Amazon, you got Etsy. So you can go through and just start finding quotes. So we need a whole bunch of them. So you're going to look for stuff like this. You gave me so much, Mom, and there are no words strong enough to tell you how much I love you and how thankful and blessed I am to have you in my life. So that's a pretty good one. So I'm probably going to take a little screenshot of that, like so. And now I use Snagit for my screenshots, but you can use whatever you want. And then it goes to here. And I can go File, Save As, and I'll go D drive. Where's my message cards? I'll start a new folder called Message Cards. And here, I'll put a new folder called Mother's Day. And in here, new folder called Research Images. So then we'll save it. Then what I can do is go back to my sheet, and I can go like this, and then so I click on the cell, and I go Insert, Image, Image and Cell, and then I'm going to upload, or I can drag and drop, I guess. I'm going to upload it. Then you can see it's super small, so I got to make this bigger. I can actually read it. Then you can make it a little wider. There. And now I'm just going to put what the code is. So you gave me so much, Mom. No words strong enough to tell you how much I love you and how thankful I'm blessed. Oops, I am to have long one. Oh, that's the other cool part. You can do longer than necklaces on these, so it's very cool. Yeah, somebody's saying, I'm already testing that quote. Did it work? Did it work? Did it work? Did it work? Did you get a sale? Not yet. Okay. All right. There's one. So let's go back to Pinterest. Dear Mom, you're the one person on this earth who understands me always. Thanks for always being there for me. Thanks for always being there for me, always when I need you. Well, that's very bizarre, but the wording on that is bizarre. The cool part about Pinterest, when you click it, there's a whole bunch of other ones down here. So there's one. So you can find more this way too. I'm going to take basically a couple from each site, and then I'm going to save it over here. And then I'm going to put together a couple message cards for you, like on this call, so you guys can see how it's done and see how easy it is. All right, there we go. So let's go back here, insert that one. And I do want you guys to see, like, basically how long it takes to do all this stuff. So it's not like the other webinar where it's kind of, you know, not as in depth. Okay, so Mom, I know of me as long as I've lived, but I've loved you my whole life. Oh, the other thing too, you can always add this to it. Like just throw a Happy Mother's Day on the end, because why not? Even on this one, you can test it like that, or you can put like Happy Mother's Day on the end. Or on the front, end or front, whatever you want to do. So I saw another one caught my eye in here. Usually, you are the mom that everyone wishes they had. Okay, that's the one. So what mom would not want to hear that, right? Instead of I hate you. Can't stand you, teenage kids. Okay, so let's go back here. Let's insert that one. So actually, I enjoy the research part because there's really no limit to what you can put in here. So you can just get as creative as you want. And I think with the Google Sheet angle here, or using the Google Sheet means that, here, we'll go like this, Happy Mother's Day. You are the mom that everyone wishes they had. I love you so much. So I just added my own little touch to it. But you can see that's pretty much the greeting card format. And then I saw another one. Oh yeah, there we go. Bunch of beauty. Oh, I got the, whenever you get that, if you hit capture and then it gets something weird on the screen, just go back and get rid of it. There. Question coming in here. What about funny messages? Do those work? Oops. You can test them, but I think I know with necklaces, funny stuff doesn't work, like when you're doing sublimation. So, oh, I didn't save it. So, I mean, you know what? We'll run some tests on some funny stuff, but I am not convinced that funny stuff works as well as mushy, because mushy just gets that emotion going. But the only way to really tell for Mother's Day is to test it, because I know some kids don't want to get their mom something super mushy. They'd rather get them something funny. Yes, Mom, I don't tell you this often enough, but I really love you. You are such. And the reason I'm typing it like this is so that when I go to create this message card, I'm not going to retype anything. I'm just going to copy and paste right into Photoshop. That's what I'm going to use. You guys can use Canva, you can use GIMP, you can use MS Paint if you want, but I'm going to use Photoshop. And if you don't have Photoshop, it's, I think, $10 a month, and it's well worth it. You are such an important person in my life, and I appreciate all that you do for me. This one's super long. Thanks for all the sacrifices. Know that, super long, that they don't go unnoticed. There. All right, so we basically got, I got 4 from Pinterest. So you can see how easy that is. So I'm going to close that out to get those. And the reason that I'm taking images is because when I move on to the next site, I want to make sure that I didn't already do that quote. Have you ever tried the husband to wife angle with Mother's Day? Yes, absolutely. Yes, 100%. You do not have to go, it doesn't have to be a child buying it for their mom. It can be the husband buying it for his wife as well. 100% you can do that. So it doesn't have to be to my mom. It can be to my wife for Mother's Day. And the other angle is to my daughter for Mother's Day, because like I've got 5 daughters and they're going to be moms, and I'm going to be buying them Mother's Day presents when I'm older. So yeah, so you are not limited. I guess right now I'm just looking at the one angle of to my mom, but let's actually throw in some like to my wife. So let's go to Hallmark and let's go like this. Let's just type in, nope, I want US. So let's go wife Mother's Day. And just open it in a new tab. So for my wife, by now you know I'll never be the kind of husband who thinks up the perfect thing to say or a big romantic gesture and sweeps you off your feet. And what to say, but I promise I'll always be the guy who do anything for you, who loves you, to make you happy. So that's not what we're looking for. I'm looking for something saying, terrific wife and mom, to my wife with love. When you became my wife, I thought I finally found complete happiness, but in building a family with you, I've realized With a love like ours, happiness has no limits. Thank you for being the best wife and the one for mom. Ooh, there we go. That's Mush City. I like it. All right, so I'm going to hit Control Alt X, and I'm going to grab this inside. So this is a beauty of an example of from the husband. So let's save that over here. File, save as, save, and then insert. And I can't read it, so I'm going to have to move this to the other screen here. Oh, the beauty of Hallmark is we don't have to retype anything. So check this out. Copy. And I'll go to Notepad. The beauty of Notepad is I can paste this right here. And I can format it. So I can go save some typing. Now, if that's too long, then we can always trim it. But the cool part about Edit Plus is I can go, I think it's under Edit, Format, no, Convert, and I'll just go Capitalize. I just switched everything to capitals. Copy, and then go back to my spreadsheet. And I will paste special values only. There we go. Perfect. All right, let's find another one. And there's a bunch in here. Just open that in a new tab. See what this one says. Thank you. Thank you for being the woman you are and for everything you do to make this life of ours so full of love and so richly blessed. That's cool. For my wife. Oh, that looks like some mush. Let's see. I love you. That's all I know to say, but in my heart, it's everything. I'm grateful for you and everything you do. You make life so complete. And I love you with all. Oh, that's weird. I love you. That's all I know how to say, but in my heart, it's everything. I'm grateful for you and everything. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Let's try this. So for pouring your heart into everything you do as a wife and mom, few things can be more than that. I don't know how you do it all, but I'm so very glad you do. Maybe. I don't know. If you're worried about trademark or copyright or anything like that, what you can do is switch the words up. Don't do an exact carbon copy because somebody's saying, is it okay to copy them direct? No, you can mix it up if you want. So change some wording or combine cards or only take a section, like a small section instead of the whole thing. And that way you're not copying them direct. Because I think there are like copywriters that are paid to do this stuff. And I mean, I'm going to show you in a second, but there's nothing stopping you from just coming up with your own stuff too, right? And sometimes the stuff that you come up with is even better. I'll show you a little trick here in a second. I can't really read that, but I already have it on here. Let's go to Edit Plus because I copied the text. And I'll just change this to uppercase, or not upper, capitalized. Copy. There we go. Okay. So that's, this is basically kids. That's husband to wife. And then you could do even, instead of wife, go like this. Daughter, Mother's Day. because a lot of daughters are moms. Way to keep up. So that's more of a funny one, I think. This one looks, you'll never know what a joy you have been, and no matter how old you get, where you go, or what you do, you'll always be my daughter, and you'll always be loved so much. That's actually not bad. Daughter-in-law, you're a wonderful mom and such a joy to have in our family. Ooh, that's a good one. That's actually really good. That's daughter-in-law, but you could do that for sure. So proud of what you become. Happy Mother's Day. I hope I always show the world the same strength and love you've given me. Let's just zoom in on that. Every day you give so much of yourself to your family. Every day you teach a child something new about life, like how to give and how to love. Couldn't be more impressed with the wonderful mom you are, or prouder of the wonderful. Ooh, there's a good one. All right, got one there. So this would be like mom to daughter or dad to daughter. So let's just take a little screenshot of that puppy. The right button, it helps. Save. And the cool part is everybody else is going to be doing um, from the son or from the daughter instead of from the husband or from the dad or from the mom of the mom of the mom or dad of the mom. So we might want to even add in a little thing here. I'll put a column in a second. Where am I? Oh, a plus. Paste this one in. And then I am going to make a couple here live too for you guys. So you can see how easy it is to make these. So yeah, something like that. Instead of that whole thing, you can cut it up a little bit. And you can even come up with your own. Okay, so why don't we add a little column? Call this, no, not niche. We're in the Mother's Day. Niche, call it sub D. So here we'll put from kids kid. And this one is from husband. This one is from parent. So we'll call parent is like the parent of the mom. There you go. You could even go with like grandparent to granddaughter, really. I think this parent one is going to really kick butt. So that's how you can find those very easily on there. I got to save some time on this webinar to actually do the actual design. So I'm going to go to Walmart and I'm going to put this. Let's just start up Mother's Day card. And the beauty of Walmart is their best stuff floats up to the top on the search. And they have all these buyers for Walmart that will vet everything for us. So you can actually go in here and they're not going to put anything on their shelf that isn't selling. So Mom, you do so much all the time for everyone. I hope you know, but sometimes I forget to say it. I'm always so thankful for you and all you do. I don't know what I would do without you. That's really nice. Okay, let's take that one. So this is from, again, this is from Kid. And here, insert image. This is from Kids. Do so much although sometimes forget to say it. Oh, wait, I'm always so thankful. On the inside said something. Don't know what I would do without you. Okay. There we go. All right. So somebody's saying I would use them for inspiration and write my own. Yep, absolutely. You can certainly do that. Does the brother sister angle work here, or sister sister angle? Yep, it would. So instead of mom, you could put sis. You do so much all the time for everyone else. You just literally could substitute out the start. So switch out mom for anything else. So it could be a sister giving it to a sister who's a mom. Could be a brother giving it to a sister who's a mom. Basically anybody giving it to a mom, and then you just switch out the sub niche. So okay, I'm not going to spend like all day going through these, and yeah, I do not want you to like rip off Hallmark or whoever else. So if you want to go through that whole exercise and then create a big sheet, get some ideas, and then maybe put another column, put like rewrite, and then you can put your own in there. Okay, so just before I get into actually making one, I'm going to show you something that you can do as well. And this is go to Facebook. And now some groups don't like this, but if you have your own group, you can definitely post this, but find a parent group. Parenting Lounge, Parent Life Network Canada. That's a group. Parenting Tips. Parents 2.1 million, that's a page. So we want to basically find a group that's pretty big. Place where Canadian parents can connect, ask questions, share advice, and find resources to help you on your parenting journey. So this Parent Life Network, I'm going to join. I probably should have joined it before. Damn it. See how fast they approve it. But go find like parent groups and you're going to type something. So for me, because they probably won't approve me right away. I doubt it. So I'm going to have to go to my own group, but go find a parenting group or a big group. And so I'm going to go to mine. I'm going to say, because I have moms in here, I have everybody in here. So this is my group, and I'm going to post this. Doing some research. Moms, what would be the nicest thing you could get on a card for Mother's Day? Nicest thing someone could say to you on a card for Mother's Day. There. Let's heart one. So I'm doing this in my group. I know I got like it's more men than women, but find a group with a lot of women in it, and you could just basically post this. And I know I have moms in here, and I know some of them will help me out. They'll respond. You can even go like this, and you can post this on your own personal profile. So you could go to how do you? I don't even post much on here, but go to your profile and go like this. Oh, nicest thing would work. You just post it. That's it. I'm not going to post it on mine because my family already knows all my little tricks, but you can do that. And then what you do is you'll get some stuff in there and you'll be like, holy crap, that's gold. And then you come back to your sheet and you go, yeah, love it. And then if you're getting a good response in the group, you can even say, okay, now what would be the nicest thing you could get in a greeting card from your husband for Mother's Day, or from your kids, or from your mom and dad for Mother's Day? And that stuff that, you know, because I just showed you kind of how to find some quotes, and you can rewrite them and you can do whatever you want with them. But the stuff that you come up with on your own, uh, if it's unique and you're first to market, you're going to kick everyone else's butt on it. So, because everybody knows these research techniques, it doesn't mean it's not going to work. It just means that unique always works better. So I'm going to title this Mother's Day. There we go. All right, so I've got like 9 in there, so I can make a couple now. And to make them, I'm basically just going to use Photoshop. So I'm going to show you now how to create these. And you're going to have to, your homework is to fill up a sheet with at least 50 of these. So you've got a lot of work to do. And you can use the techniques, you can use Hallmark, you can even use Google. I didn't even go to Google. Mother's Day quotes. Short and sweet. My mother is a walking miracle. A mother understands what a child does not say. The world needs our mothers. A mother's hug lasts long after she's let go. There's nothing as sincere as a mother's kiss. All that I am or hope to be, I owe to my angel mother. My mother's arms are made of tenderness, and children sleep soundly with them. My mom is definitely my rock. Lots of stuff. You're my one and only mom, and I'll always have a special place in my heart for you. There you go. Shutterfly, what's that? Tiny prints. Things to write in a Mother's Day card. Okay. Yeah, that's cool too. Fond memories, special lessons she taught you, major things you're thankful for she's done. Tell her what she means to you. Tell her you love her. Don't forget to say Happy Mother's Day. There you go. That's basically what we're doing. There's like an unlimited amount of things that you can do. Mother-in-law messages for Mother's Day. There's another angle. Show your mother-in-law some love. Mother's Day messages for grandma. Don't forget about grandma. Like, this is awesome. Happy Mother's Day, grandma. We love you so much. So don't just think moms, think grandmas too. They're moms. They're moms like multiple times. From husband or partner. All right, there you go. To the woman who truly does it all. I love you so much. Thank you for everything you do for us. And this like website on Shutterfly that I just stumbled on is awesome. From the daughter, from the son, tons, tons and tons and tons. I love you to the moon and back, Mom. Thank you for always inspiring me to live, love, and laugh. Well, that's pretty cool. Very cool. From husbands. Yep. So if we do like a husband one, best mother and wife in the world. All right, that's cool. But I'm gonna pull a bunch off here. So this is from husband. Oops. Like, you gotta paste values only. Otherwise it formats it. There we go. And if it's like that, then again, I'll just fix it. Make it all cap, or yeah, capitalized. Convert. So this one I don't have an image, but that's okay. Okay, so let's say we want to do this one. We don't really have an image, but let's say we want to put this onto a card now. So how do we do it? Well, let's fire this up. So let's open up Photoshop now. I'll show you how to make a couple templates. If you don't want to make templates, you can go to Fiverr and you can ask a designer to make a template. And the template, there's a guide on Shine On that I can actually post this guide to. This just shows a green area is where you're good to put text. this area that says no text means like don't put text there. And then the other area is there's nothing in there. But I'm gonna show a blank, like a white background, and then I'm actually gonna show you how you create your own with a beautiful background on it, and just changing up, the text a little bit. So if you have Photoshop, I mean, if you don't, you're probably gonna want to get it because we can edit everything in this. So here we go. So I want to change to my wife. I don't want it to be my wife. I'm going to put, you know what? It can be to my wife because I'll do the from the husband one first. So all I have to do is go down here where it says happy anniversary. You'll always be my forever. I love you. Then I just go here. Well, actually, let's pull it off the sheet. Go to the sheet. And let's right here, copy this one. Do I have another husband one? Yeah, there it is. So let's go like that. So to my wife, and then I just click on here on the right, and then I click on the text tool over here. And then you can click and you can highlight this whole thing and delete it. And then all I'm going to do is hit Control V and I'll paste it. So that puts the whole thing like super long. So I need to chop that up a little bit. So if I move it over, I should probably make this smaller font too. So to make it a smaller font, click off the layer, then click back on, then go up to the top here, and you can make it smaller. And we'll start with this, and I can move it. So I just want to kind of center that, and then go text. Happy Mother's Day to the best mother and wife in the world. What would we do without you? I can move this over. And then you can see it's a little bit small. So again, I'm going to just change that font size. Make it a little bit bigger. There we go. To the best mother and wife in the world, what would we do? What would we all do without you? There. It's literally that simple. Now, where did I get this little heart? I just pulled a little heart thing and a couple dots that I put together, and then I did a duplicate of it. But you don't even have to get that fancy if you don't want to. I can turn that off too. And let's say I don't want to put this down there, but let's say I want to put something ornamental. Okay, no problem. So go here. Let's go to free site here, see if there's any on here. Anything ornamental at all. There we go. So this is free stock photos that I can do. Taking forever to load. Just while that's loading, I'll go to Pixabay too. I'll type that in. See if there's anything ornamental. There's something. Might not be any. Or I can, like, I basically bought some off of this site. 123royaltyfree.com. And in here, you can see what I bought. Download history. I got stuff like this. So I can download this again. I'm just gonna go show in folder so I can see it. I'm gonna move that over. So I went to my downloads folder. And now say I want to put that little ornamental thing in there. So I got this, but I don't want all that stuff. So I just kind of pick one that I want. And you can see it's selected here. I just dragged it and plopped it on here. So which one do we want? I like this top one. So I'm going to hit my tool. And go, oop, it's fixed size. So let's go normal. So I'm just going to select this. I'm going to go edit. Oop, hang on. You know what? Let's open that in a different one, make it easier. Open D drive, downloads. Okay, so now I'll just crop this. Image, crop. And then I can go, well, I can move the background too. So select, color range, hit that, okay. Double click on background, okay. So now I made it kind of see-through. Then I'll go edit, copy, back here, edit, paste. And I've got it up here. Then I can move it. So all I'm going to do is select, deselect, and I'm going to hit my move tool, click on it, and I can drag it down here. And that's too big, so if I hit Control T, I can make it smaller. And I can hit Shift if I want to make it skinnier or wider. And the little pink line means you're at the center. There. So I just created a nice little template that I can use for Mother's Day for husband to the wife. So happy Mother's Day, best mother in the world. Best mother and wife in the world. What would we all do without you? So now I want to remove that guideline. That's how it's going to look when I upload it to Shine On, which I'll show you kind of next week. But save as. Now I'm going to save it as a message card. So message cards, and this is Mother's Day, and this is a new folder called, well, I guess designs, we'll call it. And within here, I'll just create a new folder, and I'll call this one, make this smaller. I'll call it what it is. So to my wife, happy Mother's Day to the best mother and wife. And then I'll save it. So I'll call it message card white with black text. So I'll save it as a PSD. And I'll go File, Export, Quick Export as PNG, and I'll save it as a PNG file. Now, as far as the size of this one is, I'll go to pixels, 1000 by 1000 at a 300 DPI. Okay, but all you really need is this guide. So this guide is available from Shine On. I can also make it available in the group too for everybody. So that's, now people are already asking questions. Do we have to use Photoshop? Any alternatives? Yeah, there's a program called GIMP that you can use. It's free, and it looks a lot like Photoshop, and it operates kind of identically, but it's free. Would you involve the phrase Mother's Day so it can be used for Christmas, wife's birthday, etc.? Well, I'm shooting for Mother's Day, so I'm going to put Mother's Day on here. But because we save this as a file that we can edit, we can come back at Christmas time and we can put Merry Christmas, and then we can put Happy Birthday, and then we can put Happy Anniversary. So we can reuse, especially when we find quotes that work, we can reuse them over and over and over and over. All right. Oh, filter for vectors. Somebody's saying on Pexels or Pixabay. Good point. Do you recommend for the background to be white most of the time? No, I don't. And I'm going to show you a little variation that we can do very easily. You can use Overapp in iOS devices too. Very cool. This text is black only, or can we use any color? You can use color. So now I'm going to show you another one. So this is kind of number one that I've done. Let's go back to my sheet and let's grab another one. And let's do up another one. So let's say, let's try this one. So this is from the kids. So I'm just going to copy that. So I want to do this, but instead of a white background, I want to try something different. So first, let's go get a background. And this is where you can go to these websites that I was on, and I found one. So I went to kind of Pixabay, and all I typed in is beautiful background. And now I'm just going to scroll through and see if I can find any backgrounds that I want to use. And these are free to use. So I could do heart, I could do flowers. This one's cool, that would work. This one's cool. The beach is cool. The clouds, the boat, whatever. The rose is cool, very cool. This one I like though, blue summer. scene with a C. I think that's pretty. So let's go free download, and we'll grab the biggest one we can. Download that. Oh, login. Okay, that's my login. Hang on. I think I have a login. What's this website? Pixabay. Yeah, I do. Okay. So if you don't have a login, just go get one. I already have an account here, so login. Cool. And then free download, and we'll click that again. And we'll grab the big one. And it's right here, blue 69 whatever. So show in folder. Okay, so that's right here. So now I'm gonna right click and open with Photoshop. And that's gonna open it in Photoshop. Drag Photoshop back over. So I've got this now. So this is like on the right hand side when it shows locked, you can double click it and it'll turn it into a layer. So now all I'm gonna do is go edit, copy. I'm gonna go back to this one and I'm going to say basically edit, paste, and then it's gonna see how I put it in as a new layer. But over here, I can drag this layer down below my other text. So that's pretty, right? Like all I did was change the background. And now I'm just gonna edit this. So instead of to my wife, it's gonna be mom. So I'll change this. So I'll go mom. And instead of to my, maybe I'll put dear. And then I'll just turn that on off. And then I can drag these around too. So you can use your arrows to move this. And then I'll just select both and I'll try and kind of center that as best I can. There. And if you're like, if I put it here, so I centered it, right? And then I go turn on my guidelines, you can see I'm in the wrong spot. So I got to drag that down into the green. And then the necklace is going to hang here. And then I can change the text out too. So now I just click on the text layer. And I think it's already on my clipboard. So, no. Okay, so let's go back to here. Remember, I don't have to repeat all this. So Control C or copy. So I'll do both. Control C, drag this back over, and then there. So it's going to put it into one line, but again, we can drag this over. And then we can go like that, that. And we're just trying to get it to fit. So here I can go kind of pull that back. I can put loved you. Oh, there we go. That was a good find. And now, since I've got a little bit of wiggle room here, I can actually change font size to a little bit bigger. And then if that's not quite right, I can hit this move tool and then hit Control T. Then I can just drag it to resize it. Then you can center it as well. So you can center it manually, or say I want to make sure that the ornamental thing is set like this thing. So if I select my bottom and then hit Control and then select layer 2 and then mom and then deer, and then I go here, see up top on the move tool, it'll center everything. Oh, I put deer in there. Shouldn't have done that. So let's go edit. Undo. Yeah, undo. So you can do it that way too, but when you have two of these, it doesn't work as well. So just do it manually. So now I've created another template. So dear mom, mom, I know I've loved you as long as I've lived, but I know you've loved me as long as I've lived, but I've loved you my whole life. Happy Mother's Day. So you could even get rid of the mom. So dear mom, mom. So we could get rid of that. So just go here. There. And then just turn off the grid. File, save as. Then we'll go into designs and we'll put another one. So this is Dear Mom, I know you've loved me as long as I live. Now, be careful of spelling because if you make a spelling error, you're going to have to redo the whole thing. So let's call this one, what was it called? It's called what's the name of this background? Blue summer scene background. Okay, so we'll call it blue summer scene background. And then we'll go File, Quick Export as PNG, Save. So the PNG file is one that you are going to use with Shine On. But you can see, oh, even say I'm like, okay, well, I already used that ornamental one, and maybe I want to use a different one. Then I can come back here, go Edit, Undo Clear. Just trying to get back here. So say I want to replace that little piece with a different one, then I could certainly come in here and find another ornamental piece. So maybe I want something a little fancier. So I could just double click here. I can go like this. And I could say, well, I want to try, let's try this one. Or no, let's try this one. Nope, this one. And then I just go Edit or Image. Right, I should be able to copy just that section too. Copy merged. Paste. Now I've got that. So then I can do select color range. So, oh, it's selecting everything. This is why you want to do this separate. So let's go Edit. Go back to this. Let's just crop it. Image, or yeah, crop, and then we'll go select color range, then hit delete, and now we've got that, and I'll go Edit, copy, and now I'll go Edit, paste. And then I can turn off the other one, which is layer 2, and then I can move this one down. Oops. Gotta make sure I'm on the right layer. This. Let's drag it down there. Then again, I should probably turn my guidelines back on because I'm gonna have to hit Control T, and I'm gonna have to make this a little bit smaller. So, and then I can drag it out. There. So all I did was change that little bottom piece, and then I could save that too if I wanted. And the cool part is now I can come back in and I can make like 10 different quotes on this template that I just created. And somebody's saying Photoshop could do the spelling, which they probably can. What's that under for spelling? Type? Oh. Oh, edit. Okay. Edit. Oh, check spelling. Right on. Oh, cool. Right on. Learn something new. There you go. So go edit and then check spelling and then just make sure your spelling's right. So I really like what I just put together on the screen there because I think I think the subtle stuff works really well, but there's nothing wrong with like this is kind of my style. It's kind of minimalist and just smooth and looks really cool. And instead of just a white background, it has this, and the necklace that's going to go on it will look very nice on that background. But I have seen too where people are doing flower stuff a lot. So you can go back here and you can go to like the flower stuff too. So you could even do, well, any of these, but just make sure that the text will work on it. Like this one, that could be a background. for your Mother's Day one. That might look pretty cool too. So best thing to do is just kind of test it. Even something like, well, that's if down here they get you, because Shutterstock is where you have to go to pay, and you don't want to pay. So this free stuff is nice. This is really nice. That could be a background too with the leaves and the wood. So you just can download that image, and then you put it on the background here in Photoshop, and then you've got a nice kind of autumn flavor one. So that's how easy it is. So you have a lot of homework now. You've got two things to do. You got to do your research, fill up your sheet with at least 50. And then I want you to create all of these message cards and get them ready to go. Because in the next one, we're actually going to kind of test these out. So we're going to be setting up little campaigns for every single one of these. And once we set up the first one, it moves pretty quick. But the reason we're spending so much time in research and testing is because that's your foundation. And without doing this, and without creating multiple versions, being as creative as you want with the designs, being as creative as you want with the backgrounds, you're going to hit on a couple things that are going to get sales. And basically what we're going to do is cherry pick the one that got the most sales, and that's the one that we're going to scale. So it's all a system. It starts with phase one, which is research, and then we go to testing, and then we go to scaling. So we can't skip this. You got to put in the time. And this is time well spent, because you're going to come up and you're going to get faster at this stuff too. You're going to find that as you do this more and more, and as you get used to Photoshop or whatever program you're using, you can do this in Canva too. You can do it in GIMP. You can use MS Paint for all I care. And then the reason I use Photoshop is because sometimes I'll order these templates from Fiverr, and really all the designer needs is this guide, and then they'll do up the fonts and all that stuff too. So if you don't have if you don't have these fonts, you're gonna have to buy them, or go to Fiverr and you can say you can buy them from the designer too. So Photoshop comes with a lot of very cool fonts, but it's just a good way to do it. So everybody pumped? What do you guys think? Are you committed to doing 50 of these in the next 7 days so that we can get on the next webinar and test them? Give me a yes in the chat box if you guys are ready to go. And give me a yes too if you guys see how easy this is, and how we can really, 50 is just tip of the iceberg. If you really want to go hard at Mother's Day, do 250, do 500. Like, the more you test, the better the odds of you finding a huge winner that you can scale the crap out of. So, like, I keep mentioning him, but my buddy Michael, who did message cards like very, very big over the Christmas run up, where he pulled in like $500,000 in sales from a message card. And it wasn't anything that he created, it was a default one from Shine On. So how cool is that? Like, he's pulling massive numbers. We can pull massive numbers. There's no reason why not. This is a new product too that hasn't been plastered all over the newsfeed and Facebook. So when people see it, it'll catch their eye a little bit more. And there's some great mock-ups too that Shine On produces. They even have one with a real lady's hands on it now too, which on the gift box. So this is going to go into a gift box. The little necklace is going to go over it, and they have mock-ups of like a real lady's hand holding the gift box. So that type of thing just makes it really, really easy for us to sell these things. So many angles that we can use. Don't stick to just from the son or from the daughter. Do from the husband, from the dad of the daughter, from the dad of the mom, from the mom of the mom, from mother-in-laws, father-in-laws. There's so many different angles that you can take. Even uncle to mom, aunt to mom. I mean, really, the only limit is like how many different relationships are there in a family? Like, how many different people are there, right? So everybody has a mom, or everybody knows a mom. So there's no reason why you cannot just kick butt with this whole Mother's Day thing. All right, so I'm going to take some questions, and I'm going to kind of end here because we are at our hour. What about Spanish? Do it. What about Spanish? Pump them out there. What about German? Do it. What about Italian? Do it. What about French? Do it. If I spoke those languages, man, I would just be doing those. My God, those markets are wide open. Do it. You said the card will be a PNG file for sign on. Yeah, because I just did export as PNG. Shine on can't take a Photoshop file, so it's got to be PNG or JPEG, but I use PNG. Do you still do $100 budgets per test on these? Nope. I'm going to show you a lot smaller way to do this, where we're going to spend a little bit of money over 3 days instead of $100 over 1 day. So we're going to spread it out a little bit. I'll show you a little bit different tweak. I'm ready to do it. Good, good, good. Do we test necklace type as well? Absolutely, we do. We're testing everything. We're testing combos. We're testing necklace types. We're testing it all. Which pendant do you choose for the necklace? I will show you next week. But I do want you to test them because Shine On has stock in place for some of these, and some of their stock ran out, which I'm sure will never happen again because I don't think they realize how much these would sell like hotcakes during the Christmas season. So like the white gold heart with little cubic zirconias in it sold out, and that you can blame Michael for that one because that's the one that he used. Since some necklaces are out of stock or almost out of stock, yeah. So that's why we don't want to just test one kind, because if we do that and then that thing runs out of stock, then we're kind of screwed, right? So make sure you spread out your necklace tests, and they all work. The infinity necklace is working for me right now, and they have tons of stock of that. So now there's another question. Do I have to create a niche page, or can I use my brands page, which isn't active right now? You can use your brand page. You don't need a new one. You could literally have a page called I Love Turtles, and you could advertise mom message cards on it. Like it's a family thing. So there's people always say like, well, do I need a Mother's Day page? No, you do not. It can be any page. The page is it's just a necessary evil that we have to have in order to advertise on Facebook, which is kind of why like Google, when I'm over there, I don't need a page. I don't have to have a page attached to my thing in order to my ad account in order to run ads on Google. But on Facebook, I have to have a page because that's how their system was set up, which in a way it makes sense, but in a way it's kind of like it's just more work for us. So any page you have is fine because like this family stuff and gift stuff and Mother's Day stuff, it's wide open. Would you cover how to register for the Shine On platform? Sure, I'll show you right now. Go here. ppccoach.com/shineon. And all you're going to do is click here. And you're going to enter your name, your email, your password, and you're going to click register. That's it. You're in. Simple. Not regarding this webinar. I added some questions to my last journal entry yesterday, mug challenge related. If you can chance later today, can you pop in and answer them? Yeah, I will. I'm trying to keep up with the journals too. There's a lot in there. So I do try and go through them at least once a week, just check up on everybody. But yeah, so, if you don't have your account, then go to, this is my kind of affiliate link. So I get, so they can track who I sent. It's ppc-coach.com/shineon. Go there, create your account. That's for the app or for the platform, not the app. So people get confused too. They say, well, what's the difference between the app and the platform? The Shine On app is used for a Shopify store. The Shine On platform is where you do not need a store. So we are going to be using the platform for Mother's Day. So you do not need a store. All right. ppc-coach.com/shineon. So now I can tell my voice is getting a little bit hoarse here. So I'm going to close it off with that. I will post this replay. Thank you everybody for coming on. We had a great turnout today. And I hope you guys are pumped. I hope you can see the unlimited opportunity that's sitting right in front of you. Just got to do the work. That's all. So next one, I'll show you how to test. And then after that, we'll show you how to scale. And then we're going to make a ton of money on Mother's Day. Thanks, everybody. We'll talk soon. Have a great day.